How to launch an online business without any money. How to launch an online business without any money, create your first 100 email subscribers, and to make 5 figures all within your first 100 days. Now, some of you who've known me for quite a while, many of you know me from my radio days. Back when I did sports talk radio, I did sports talk radio for 14 years right here in Phoenix, on Extra Sports 910, now Fox Sports 910, for a little while on NBC 1060, and then on the Star Worldwide Network. But many of you know me from my radio days and from my coaching days. You remember that I had a show called Kids in Sports. Some of you know me from my other business called Shape Education, where we have been in business since 2003. So we're going into our 15th school year right now, and we're committed to shaping kids inside and out. But a whole slew of you know me from my pastor days. Back when I was a pastor, I was a pastor for several years. Actually was in the ministry for 19 years. I know I don't look that old, but I was in the ministry for 19 years. And for several years, I was actually a lead pastor of a couple of churches. And then I got into church consulting, and I got into turnaround churches, beginning to help them become healthy and make a positive impact in the world. And if you don't know what a pastor is, or if you don't know what they do, a lot of times people just think that it's a guy up on a stage or a gal up on a stage speaking or teaching the Bible. And there's a lot of truth to that. But really, the reason why I got into being a pastor is because I wanted to positively impact people's lives. To me, that's where it was, that's what it was about, was if I couldn't help somebody, then I didn't want to be in it. And so my message always was, and those of you who knew me as a pastor, was I was just a grace guy. I hated trust. I hated a lack of trust with people. I hated the fact that so many people were judgmental. I hated the legalism, and I didn't want to be known for that. I just wanted to be known as a guy who loved people and made a positive impact in their life. So a couple years ago, 2 years ago, I got out of the full-time ministry. I stopped getting paid for it, went through some life changes. And I said, I want to be able to do something that still has a positive impact on people. What is it that I can do? And I began studying this concept of launching an online business, and began looking into it, learning it, studying it, and then finally got to the point where I launched my own online business right before I got out of ministry. And then after ministry, I started helping pastors take their books or their concepts and package them in such a way, put them online, and sell them out to the masses. And over the last several years, I really realized that I'm very good at this. But there are some negativities to it, and I'll get to those in just a minute. But let me tell you what I love first about creating online businesses. One is I have an opportunity to positively impact thousands and thousands and thousands of people by taking a life-giving message, putting it in a package, making it available online, and then getting that out to the masses. And if you think about it, back when I was a pastor, I only had a building where I had a congregation that would come every week and that would listen to me speak, and that was my influence. Yes, my sermons would go online, and there's plenty of videos out there where you can watch that. But really, the only people that ever watched those videos were just people who knew me or loved me, and pretty much everybody in the church. But this business allows me to be able to create a platform where the world is my audience. And I can take a life-giving message and give it to them, and I can positively impact thousands and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people with a life-giving message. And I can allow the internet to be that platform. And I love it. That's my favorite thing about what I do. And I've been able to help so many people. I'm talking so many people be able to get their life-giving message out there to the point where I got really good at this, that where I actually just recently received an award. It's so weird. One of the largest online marketing platforms in the world is a platform called ClickFunnels. If you look at my shirt right here, it says it's not a cult, it's a way of life. This is from ClickFunnels, okay? And they gave me this shirt when I went up there. They gave me this award. I went up there. They gave me a T-shirt. I got another award. But Russell Brunson, the head of ClickFunnels, did a worldwide search looking for the top 30 designers. He was looking for the best people in the entire world. And lo and behold, I was honored to be one of the 30 people that was selected to be a part of this design-a-thon. And he gave me the badge of being a top 30 designer. Well, it's not just because I can design good, but it's also because I understand the ins and outs of launch. And I've been able to launch dozens of people regardless of the genre. But my niche is speakers, pastors, coaches, consultants, authors, multi-level marketers, and my brand new one, stay-at-home moms. That's really my niche. And what I'm going to do today over the next about 35 to 40 minutes is I'm going to give you some tools that you can take and you can launch your own platform. But let me tell you about the bad side first. The bad side is there's a lot of people out there who understand that there's a lot of money to be made in the online world. And they get extraordinarily greedy. And what they do is they just put crud out there to the world, charge you a lot of money for it. You spend your hard-earned money to buy their products, expecting to have lots of answers, expecting to get the tools and tricks needed to be able to implement a product and launch a product. And what you find out is it's full of holes. And you're left with more questions than you are answers. And you're like, oh, well, that wasn't worth it. And so what we do is we chase shiny bullet after shiny bullet after shiny bullet after shiny bullet, trying to launch an online business. And tens of thousands of dollars later, months, years of time wasted, you still don't have a product launched. So here's what I want to tell you today. What I want to tell you today, my goal today is to give you enough resources and enough education that you can take this and you can go out and you can launch your very own business just with what you get today. You don't need anything else. And I'm not going to take any money from you. I want to do this for free. Now, I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't have other products that you could purchase later on. You can. But you don't need any of that, what I offer later on. You don't need any of that to do what I'm here to do today, and it's to teach you how to launch a business. So let's jump in this. And I apologize, I can't share my screen, so I will try to take some of this and I'll put it on an on-screen update. Here's what I want you to know. The first thing is that there's a little quote that I use when I do my trainings, and that quote is this, okay? The best way to succeed in business is to be in business. The best way to succeed in business is to be in business, okay? You can't be successful in the online world if you don't have a business, if you haven't started, if you haven't launched. So you got to actually do something to be in business. So I want to encourage you to stop talking about it, to stop thinking about it, and today make a commitment to actually put something in action, okay? Because the best way to succeed in business is to be in business. And I really believe that, I'm trying to do two things at once here. I really believe also that this next point is that you're only one launch away from changing the world. Really, you are. You're only one launch away. And the reason why I do this is because I really believe I'm changing the world. I'm helping dozens of people get their life-giving message out to the masses, and their message is changing people's lives, and they couldn't get it out there without me. I'm changing the world. And you know that inside of you, you have something, you have a product, you have an idea, you have a concept inside of you that you know that if you could just get it out there and figure out how to be successful with it, that you would find significance in what you do. You would change a lot of people's lives, that you would be very successful with this. And if you can figure out how to make your launch successful, that you know that this could probably give you the financial margin that you need to add a secondary income to your family. Perhaps you can quit your 9-to-5 job and stay-at-home moms. Maybe you can put a little bit more bread on the table to help your husband or to help your wife be able to supplement their income and bring some much needed margin and relief to your family. You can do this and you can change the world. But let's talk about the different types of people, the different types of personalities, I would say, that do online marketing. Okay, what are the different types of personalities that do online marketing? First, and I'm just going to have to put this in the lower third because I can't figure out how to share my screen with you. But first, you have the experts. Here's what an expert is. Okay, an expert is somebody who truly is an expert at something, and they want to go on and train the masses on what they're an expert at. So I think of a guy like Tony Robbins, okay? Tony Robbins is self-development guru, a self-development expert. Anytime somebody thinks self-development, we think Tony Robbins, he's an expert. He can go out and he can train the masses. If you're in the religious world, you try to think who's an expert. I think back in the day, you had a guy named Charles Stanley. Now it's a guy named Andy Stanley that we would consider as an expert in church growth. And he could get online and he could teach us and train us. And he would get a lot of people to buy his products. So number one is an expert. Are you an expert at anything? You need to ask yourself the question, when launching an online product, are you an expert at anything? And what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to communicate with me in the comments today. And if you're watching this not live, but if you're watching this in the replay, still put that in there because I get all of these messages and I want to interact with you. What are you an expert at? Some of you may be saying, you know, Chad, I'm not an expert at anything. And I want to push back on that and say, yes, you are. If you've had a full-time job in your life where they've paid you 30, 40, 50, maybe even more thousands of dollars, okay, you're an expert at something or they wouldn't have paid you all that money. So you need to process what is it that I'm an expert at. So as I look at my own personal life, if I was in the church world, I was an expert at certain things in the church world. For those of you who followed me, you would know that I try to be pretty creative, okay? And I was pretty successful at that. We had a series called At the Movies that attracted the masses. And so I would say that I'm an expert at that. And if I wanted to get online, I could teach other pastors around the country how to do what I did. That's what experts do. Experts come from the place that says, hey, you do what I did and you will be successful. That's an expert. So what are you an expert at? Another type of person is a professor or a teacher. Okay, this is somebody who may not be an expert at it, but they've taught it long enough or they've researched it long enough and they can teach you how to be an expert at it. And so you know that old phrase that, you know, those who can do and those who can't teach. Well, there's a lot of truth to that because some of our best professors in the university world in business haven't done business forever. But they stay up on the latest trends and on the latest markets. They read all the latest and greatest books. And so because of that, they know how to teach you something and they can take that information and teach you and you can take that content and be successful. So a professor or a teacher. And you know that you're a good teacher if you can do this. And I always say this. A good teacher is someone who can teach anything. You could be teaching how to tie shoes, but people would want to listen. If you're a professor or a teacher, and I'm not talking a professional one, I'm just saying if you can teach something, you could do an online business. Now, let's be a little practical. You could teach lots of things. So moms, let's say that you are an incredible decorator, okay, and you know how to decorate Halloween better than anybody. You could create an online business teaching people how to decorate their home for Halloween. You may be an incredible cook, and you could teach somebody how to cook. You may have the secrets to getting rid of colic in kids. Oh my goodness, I would pay you millions of dollars for that. You could be a professor, teacher, expert at that, and you could teach it. You could see that you can broaden your horizon. You can teach lots of things. The next level is a coach or consultant. Okay, this is somebody who doesn't teach you anything, but comes alongside of you and helps you implement something. For instance, so like if you were to go to a counselor, okay, and let's say that you were having marriage problems, you would go to the counselor and that counselor would ask you specific questions and then give you some tools and some homework to implement so that you can be successful. Well, take that same concept into the coaching consulting world. A coach, Bruce Arians for the Arizona Cardinals, I'm in Phoenix, I'm a huge Cardinals fan. Bruce Arians for the Arizona Cardinals can't lace up his cleats anymore and get out there and play football. Can't do it. He'd get killed. We'd be burying him tomorrow, right? But what he can do is he can coach, he can motivate, he can consult, he can come up with a game plan, he can give that game plan to his clients, his team, to his clients, and he can then hold them accountable for instilling or installing the game plan. And that's what a coach consultant do. And you may have that in you. You may be a good life coach. Okay, you may have been in a great marriage for so many years, and you know that you have it in you to be able to coach other couples who may be struggling. You know that you can coach them back to success. You may be able to coach moms on how to raise their kids. You may be able to coach volunteers on how to be better volunteers. Whatever it is, I don't know. You're going to have to fill in the gap. What is it that you've done in the past that you believe that you can coach somebody or consult them to success? Then there's the tribe builder. Okay, the tribe builder is the person who creates an online business who gets a massive following. These are people who have blogs, right? And then you look and like they write something and tons of people want to read their blog. Or they put a video, and next thing you know, they've got 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 people who've watched that video. Okay, these are people who've got a really big email list, and when they say something, their tribe follows them. Their tribe looks at them as an expert, and whatever they say, they are going to do. They're basically like groupies. Back in the day, back in the 80s, we had those 80 metal bands, and they had groupies everywhere. Okay, and everywhere they go, people would literally travel the country following this particular band. Well, that's what a tribe builder does. A tribe builder is a person who's got an online business that creates lots of content, whether in written form or video form, and gets it out to the masses, and their tribe flocks to them and ultimately pays them for that content. Then you have the middleman. Okay, what's the middleman? The middleman is somebody, honestly, who's just smart. And what they say is, I don't have nothing, but I know people who need something, and I know somebody who can fulfill that need. And so what they do, like I'll give you an example. I used to own a business called Hyphen, and Hyphen stood for Helping You Find Everyday Networks, HYFEN. Okay, and a hyphen was a dash that connected two objects. And so I was a middleman. And the way I got into this was I was doing kids sports, and I would go to these charter schools, and I would notice that charter schools had very similar problems. They had very similar needs. One was copy paper, okay? Copy paper. Copy paper was extraordinarily expensive for them, and they didn't know where to get it inexpensively. And so what I did was I went to a printer friend of mine who would get the big, gigantic sheets of paper, and they would that one sheet of paper would cost the same amount of money as a school would be paying for 8.5 by 11. And he had this huge cutter, and I told him, I said, Bob, hey, why don't you take that huge piece of paper and cut it into 4 pieces of 8.5 by 11? Now what you've done is you can sell that for 50 cents on the dollar, and yet you'll still make 25 cents on the dollar. And what I did was I connected Bob, my paper supplier, with all of my charter school people. I was the middleman. And what I did was I was able to get the school paper for a little less money, and I was able to get Bob lots of customers that he didn't have, and there was plenty of margin in between for me to make a profit. And that was genius. And I did that with all kinds of things, from fundraisers to t-shirts to calendars to sports schedules, to you name it. I became the middleman. Well, you can do this online. Okay, it's an incredible business online. Okay, let's say that you've got an in on a particular product, and you know that people need that product. Okay, you can be the middleman. You can go find customers for the person who supplies it, and what you can do is you can get that customer to pay you a little bit of money to connect you with particular clients. It's called the middleman. Lots of people do this. It's an incredible business. Some of you do this with like jewelry. Okay, like you'll have like an Etsy store where you'll be selling like jewelry, like costume jewelry. Okay, did you make the costume jewelry? Nope. But what you did was you found somebody who supplies costume jewelry, and now you got to go out and find a customer for that costume jewelry. What would be a much better business plan is if you just simply were the middleman, where you didn't have to buy any inventory. You just connected the supplier with the customer. That's a middleman. That's a lot of money. It can be successful, okay? There are lots of people. Let me tell you this. There are lots of people who need middlemen. Lots of people. There's lots of people with online businesses who need people just like you, moms, dads, who you may have a little bit of time on your hands where you can do some research and go find some customers. That is a huge business. And if I was unemployed today, that's exactly what I'm doing, because I can start that business today without any overhead. And all it's going to take me is some hustle. I got to get on the phone. I got to send some emails. I got to hustle a little bit, but I can find customers for people who've got products. Jordan says, I need a middleman. Yes, you do, Jordan. Yes, you do. Okay. And then one last one here is what I call affiliate marketers. Okay. Affiliate marketers. This is all the rave these days. Okay. Affiliate marketers. These are people who, like, for instance, I use ClickFunnels. Okay. This is my shirt here, is I use ClickFunnels. And so ClickFunnels sells a product. If you were to buy it, it's $97 per month. And what I can do then is I can promote their product. I use my own money. So I create email campaigns, I create Facebook ads, promoting the ClickFunnels product, and we sell the ClickFunnels product. And every time I sell ClickFunnels pays me a 40% commission on everything that I sell. So this is amazing. I can actually have an online product, be the dumbest guy in the world, not be an expert at all, not have any knowledge to be able to share with somebody, not be a consultant or a counselor, not being any of that. And I can make a ton of money because I can figure out how to sell their stuff. And listen, affiliate marketing is all the rage. If you don't have a product inside of you, but yet you still want to make a lot of money online, let me teach you how to do affiliate marketing. Right now, through ClickFunnels, I'm making somewhere between $1,000 and $1,200 per month on residual income just simply by people signing up for ClickFunnels. In fact, at the end of the day, I'm going to give you some stuff and I'm going to invite you to sign up for ClickFunnels absolutely free today. And what's going to happen is if you choose to become a client later on, then I'm going to get credit for that and they're going to pay me $40 per month for your sale. It's beautiful. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. It's awesome. So those are just some of the personalities of online businesses. And so you may have other online business personalities, but that's one. So Chad, you say, Chad, where do I start? Okay. And that's really what we all want to know is where do I start? Jordan wants to know, how do I find the middleman, right? Jordan, let me just divert real quick. I'll answer that question really quick. There's actually a business in finding middlemen, okay? But probably the best way to if you're looking for a middleman for your particular product, just advertise for it. I would put an ad on Indeed, okay, because it's free. I put an ad on Indeed, and basically what you're trying to do is you're going to be, you'll broadcast, say, hey, I'm looking for someone that can connect me with potential clients, and I'm willing to pay a pretty significant commission for that. And basically just put what you're looking for, the type of person you're looking for, and then put a button where they can apply. And I would create a print application where they can apply to fill that out. And if you find somebody that you like, then you can go get them, okay? It typically works better if middlemen, though, go looking for prospects. So if I'm a middleman, okay, and I want to make a living off of your product, which I believe you sell a college financial aid, I can't remember all the gist of it, but you help prepare people for college, right? So if I was going to be your middleman, what I would do, I'd pick up the phone and say, hey, Jordan, I love your product. I love this. And you know what? I know lots of people who have kids who are getting ready to go to high school because I was a youth pastor, or to college because I was a youth pastor all these years. Can I take your product and introduce it to them? And if they purchase it, will you pay me a commission? Okay, that's the best way to do it. So if you're looking to be a middleman, just find products that you believe in, give them a text message, give them a phone call, give them an email, tell them what you want to do, and more times than not, they're willing to allow you to sell their product and give you a commission for it. Why? Because it doesn't cost them anything. Okay, and that's why middlemen online businesses are really powerful. So let's move on. You say, Chad, where do I start? Okay, where do I start with all this? Well, the first thing that you do when you start is you need to create what is called a value proposition. A value proposition. And I do an entire teaching on this in my online training, so I'm not going to spend very much time on this, but you need to do what's called a value proposition. And the questions that you're going to answer with your value proposition, and these are extraordinarily helpful, and I'm just going to put all four of them on here instead of trying to teach them. What you're going to do with your value proposition is you're going to answer these questions, okay? The very first question that you're going to answer is you're going to answer the question, who are you, okay? You're going to answer the question, who are you? Is that broadcasting? Yeah. So you're going to start with my name is. So this is your professional identity. You're going to start with my name is. So pretend that you're going to an event and somebody asks you what you do. You're going to start with your professional identity. My name is, so I'm Chad Thibodeaux, and then you give a title, okay? And I wish I could share my screen with you so you could see this, but you're going to start with my name is Chad Thibodeaux, and then you give a title. And your title is not CEO. What your title is an active title, which tells people what you do. Hi, I'm Chad Thibodeaux, and I'm a business and launch strategist. Okay, so you start with your identity, okay, and only have one or two titles. Don't have 12. You know, I'm Chad Thibodeaux, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a pastor, and I'm a coach, and I'm a this, and who cares? You got to narrow that down because you want to be very specific and tell people who you are. Now, why is this important? Because you can't have an online business if you don't know who you are. You have to know who you are, because you can't sell anybody anything if you don't know who you are. So you have to have your personal identity down. Who are you? The second thing that you got to do then is you've got to move from the professional identity. Then you move to what we call our target audience, and this is who you help. Okay, so who do you help? And so what you're going to do now is you're going to narrow this down to 2 or 3 people or maybe 4 people. Okay. So in my business, with my launch strategy business, I'm Chad Thibodeaux. I'm a business and launch strategist, and I help speakers, pastors, coaches, consultants, multi-level marketers, authors, and stay-at-home moms. So I have seven of them, but really it can really be condensed to, I help speakers, pastors, entrepreneurs, and stay-at-home moms. So if I really wanted to narrow that down, I can narrow mine down to 4. That's my target audience. Now, when you do your a little bit of more work with me, if I was to coach you and help you figure this out, I'd give you an entire worksheet where we can nail this down, because really my clients, we get very specific. So I had one client today, we worked with them and said, I work with middle-aged women who are overweight. That's your target audience. Okay, I've got one guy who works with, I work with upper level management who makes more than $150,000 a year. Okay, very specific, very niche. I've got one particular client who I work with people who want to be life coaches. Okay, so very specific. You want to narrow that down and get specific. I'm not going to take time to do the training today. You can come on board and you can join my course if you want to do that. But you start with your value propositions. You got to understand who you are, who you help, and then the third thing is you have to, this is your product. This is your unique solution, okay? What do you help them do? Okay, what do you help them do? And this is actually your product. This is actually what you're selling. Okay, so I'm Chad Thibodeaux. I'm a business and launch strategist, and I help pastors, speakers, coaches, consultants, authors, multi-level marketers, and stay-at-home moms, okay? And then now I'm gonna go to my do or understand. So this is what do I help them understand? I help them understand how to launch online businesses. That's my product. Just like you're on a training with me today, how to launch an online business, that's what I teach. I teach people how to launch online businesses. So that's your unique solution. What do you teach people to do? So for instance, you may be a gal who, let's see, I'm trying to come up with an example. You may be a marriage and therapist coach. So you would say, my name is blank, and I help people with struggling marriages. Okay, understand how to uncomplicate marriage. That's what you're trying to do. You're going to help them uncomplicate it. And then your 4th level, and this is what's so important, and this is your result and your outcome. This is the stuff that not a lot of people teach you, and that honestly at an introductory level like this, I probably wouldn't teach you, but it's so important that I'm going to. And then the 4th level of your value proposition is your result and your outcome. This is where you make money. See, before it was your product, okay? The first one is who you are. The second one is who you help. The third one is what you serve. And now the 4th one is what result should they expect if they buy my product? Okay, so if you sell skin cream, okay. And by the way, if you're looking for a middleman, I've got an incredible company where you could be a middleman selling skin cream. Okay, you could take his product and sell it to the world, and he'll give you a massive commission. But let's say you sell skin cream. Okay, so you would say that the result is my name's Chad Thibodeaux, and I'm a chemist. I don't know, and I help women with wrinkles. I don't know, understand how to clean their face and apply this cream so that they can be wrinkle-free in the next 2 years. I don't know. I literally am just making that up. But you see what I'm saying? If you can get this result and outcome down, then this can be extraordinarily powerful. And this is why. Because if you have an incredible value proposition, when somebody asks you, hey, what do you do for a living? What you can do is you can just spout off your value proposition. Well, I'm Chad Thibodeaux. I'm a business and launch strategist, and I work with speakers, pastors, coaches, consultants, authors, multi-level marketers, and stay-at-home moms. I help them create online businesses. And then here's my so they can create a residual income, find the freedom, so they can create an incredible living. I got 3 of them. I forget the first one. So they can create a incredible living and find the freedom they deserve. And so that's my value proposition. And so I give that. And so what that does is it allows the person that you may be trying to sell or trying to talk to with, it lets them qualify and disqualify themselves. So they may say, hey, well, your name's Kim. Okay, great, Kim. And you work with these types of people. Oh, well, I'm one of those types of people. And then you help them do this or understand this. Oh, well, I want to learn that. And then and then you give the expected outcome. Wow, I really need that for my life. So they've now just qualified themselves as a potential client for you. And guess who they're going to reach out to when they need help? They're going to reach out to you. Well, you can do the same thing online, okay, if you understand who you are. So let's say that you work with a multi-level marketing company. So I used to do isogenics. Okay, so let's say isogenics. And so let's say that you were really big into isogenics, okay? I've got a friend of mine who's huge into isogenics. And so, let's just come up with a name. Let's just call this person Margaret, okay? Hi, my name's Margaret, okay? And and then you wouldn't say isogenics because you don't want to sort of give that away. So what you would do is you would identify yourself as something. So let's say that she calls herself a nutrition coach. Okay. Hi, my name is Margaret. I'm a nutrition coach and I help. And then now you're going to find your target audience. You can't help everybody. So who do you want to help? And so I help people who are at least 30 pounds overweight. Okay. Understand. And then you probably would go with something like understand a very practical, healthy lifestyle so that they can lose weight, which is important, regain their confidence, and help other people accomplish the same. Okay, so that would be a value proposition. I just made that up on the spot, but that would be a good value proposition. So you start with your value proposition. So let's move on. So what happens after your value proposition? Well, next then you go to what's called the value ladder. Okay, the value ladder. Now, what is the value ladder? I'm not going to give you the whole value ladder today. I'm just going to tell you what you're going to need because I want to get you launched quickly. So here's what you need. You really only need two things. Okay, so a value ladder, if I was to draw a ladder, okay, it normally has 5 levels. If I was to teach you, this, I could teach you this in 5 steps or 5 levels. And I'm going to step away from the camera. I'm going to grab my iPad and I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to show you this real quick because you can see this. So a value ladder has 5 steps, okay? So if I was to teach you how to do a value ladder, what I would do here, let me show you this on the screen. See, they can't get me down. That's the thing. This little online thing thought they were going to take me out of play because I can't share my screen. No way, Jose. Okay, so here we go. So what a value ladder is if you can see my screen right here. So a value ladder is a ladder, literally a 5-step ladder. Okay, so it's a 5-step ladder right here that you can see. And what you're going to do on the ladder is you're going to put your products right here. Okay, you're going to put your products right here. And what I'm going to teach you to do is I'm going to teach you how to create multiple streams of income. But today you only need 2 products. You need a free product and you need a paid product. You need a free product and you need a paid product. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. I'm going to start with a lead magnet. I'm going to come all the way up, and we're going to do what's called a high ticket. And here's what it looks like. Now, you're not going to do all this today. You don't need to. We're just trying to get you launched. So your free product is going to be way down here at the bottom. Okay, way down here at the bottom. It's going to be what we call our lead magnet. Okay, right here. Now, what is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is something that I can give away for free. Okay, I can give this away for free in exchange for somebody's name and email address. Okay, it's something that I give away for free in exchange for somebody's name and email address. So if you were to go to my comment that I put in earlier, if you were to go to firstfunnelfree.com/7ways, you're going to get an article from me, absolutely free. It's 7 ways how to create your first 100 email subscribers and turn them into 5 figures within 10 days. I wrote an article. I had it designed. It's yours free. Okay. Now that's a lead magnet. I'm going to give that to you for free, but you can't just get it and download it. You know what you got to do? You got to give me your name and email address. And I'm going to take your name and email address and I'll put it in my database. And then I can send you emails later on. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm not trying to sell you anything, but later on I could. Okay. So that's called a lead magnet. And what you've got to be able to do is you've got to be able to build an email list, because if you don't have a list, you don't have a business, okay? So you're going to give something away for free. So I want you to take a moment right now and think about, what do you have in you that you can give away for free? Now, lead magnets are typically like cheat sheets, okay? So let's say that, a cheat sheet, for instance. So let's say that you're used to going to Disneyland, okay? and you're gonna start an online business to help families create inexpensive vacations. So let's say that was going to be your online business, okay? And they're going to pay you a little bit of money, and then you're going to give them lots of information, and you're going to be their concierge, and you're going to set up these inexpensive vacations for families, so families can bond together on vacations. So a good lead magnet would be, okay, a cheat sheet, which would be 7 ways to enjoy Disneyland without spending any money. Okay, so they're going to buy their ticket, but what are 7, or you could say something like 7 secret things to do at Disneyland that are a lot of fun that don't cost any money, right? If I was going to go to Disneyland, guess what? I'd want that. And I would exchange my name and email address for that free report, right? So whatever it is, you think about what is it that you have. Now, here's a couple things with lead magnets. They got to be fast, quick, easy, and somebody should be able to consume it in 3 or 4 minutes or less, okay? Don't give them a big ebook, okay? Although the one I'm going to give you today is pretty lengthy, but I've got a different reason for that. But if I was doing this to sell you something, I wouldn't put any information in my ebook. I would have made it a cheat sheet. I would have just bullet pointed it and made it one sheet. It's a PDF download, and it's something you can digest like this. You can get it in exchange for a name and email address, and I can put that away. So first, start with the lead magnet. Now, I'm going to teach you something that is going to really surprise you, okay? And in fact, when I was teaching this weekend with a huge marketing group, they were really blown away, and many of them had some questions about me, not about me, but had questions for me. And then as I began to explain this, it made so much sense. Because what I want you to do is I want you to be able to make 5 figures over the next 10 days. That's my goal. My goal is to help you build 100 email people in your database and to make 5 figures in the next 10 days. Now, you may or may not put $10,000 into your pocket in the next 10 days, but I can show you how to create $10,000 of residual income in the next 10 days. I'm going to show you that. So which means the next thing that you're going to do, this is your paid product, okay? You have to be able to have a paid product. Now, a paid product is always best if it is digital, okay? If you can create a paid product that is digital, it really helps you. Why? Because you don't have any printing costs, you don't have any shipping costs, you don't have any inventory costs, you don't have any product to buy. You can literally create it and you can send it, and it doesn't cost you anything, so it ends up being nearly 100% profit. Okay, that's really what you want to do. So in my business, okay, I'll tell you my value ladder. So I have a lead magnet that I use. It's very similar to the one that you're going to get. Okay, today it's basically how to build it, how to build an email list. That's one of mine. I've actually got several of them, but really my main lead magnet is 7 things newbies need to do. So you're a newbie. 7 things newbies need to do when they first launch their business, and I put that in a little cheat sheet you created. Then what I do is I bump them up to what's called a tripwire. Tripwire is where you're going to give me a little bit of money, and that's a 4-part video series. It's a 4-part video series that you can watch one video every 3 or 4 days. Or you can pay $9 and you can consume all the videos at once. And that $9 becomes my tripwire. The third level is what we call the core product. And this is what I want to talk with you about. A core product is a product that you can create, you can sell to the masses, but you do the work once and you get paid forever. I have that. So I have an online course. I have several of them, but one of my online courses is called Launch 28. It's how to create a product in 28 days or less while building your list, gaining testimonials, and creating multiple streams of income. That's my online course, okay? If I was to sell that, I would sell that for 12 payments of $97, okay? So that's a $97 a month product that you can consume, but the best thing is when you're done with it, you're going to have an entire business. So you invest $1,000, but you can make tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. So once again, $97 is a relatively low and affordable rate that most people can afford, but yet they're going to get high value. Then you have the upsell, which I have an upsell, but then you have the high ticket item. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that all of you need to start with a high ticket item. All of you. You say, what does that mean? So I have a high ticket item, okay? So I have what's called a done for you service. So let's say that you have an online business and you want me to do everything for you. Okay, so you want me to coach you. You want me to write all your emails. You want me to create your sales and marketing funnels. You want me to do your graphic design. You want me to create your payment portals. You want me to do your marketing, your Facebook ads. Okay, well, that's a $10,000 plus 25% of income. Okay, that's my high ticket item. I have several of my clients who are right there with me. Many of you are online right now watching this. Okay, but that's my high ticket. Okay, if I was to start over with my business, that's where I would start. The reason is because if you want to make a living online, it's easier for me over the course of a year to sell 10 of my high ticket items at $10,000 than it is for me to sell 10,000 $10 items. So if I was going to try to make six figures with my online course, all I would have to do is sell 10 of my high ticket items and I'll be at six figures. But boy, if I only have a $10 product, man, I got to sell 10,000 of those and I just don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the money to do that. Okay, so I always say to start with high ticket. Now, I think your high ticket when you first start needs to look something like this. Okay, eventually we want to get you to the point where you're not trading time for dollars. Okay, eventually we want to get you there. When you have a core product that you can put on autopilot, you can do all the work once and you can sell this online course like my Launch 28 course. I can sell it 24/7, 365 all around the world. That's a residual. That's really what we eventually want to get you to build. Not right now. Why? Because it takes too long. I can teach you how to do that in 28 days, but I'm trying to teach you to do something in 10 days, okay? So the first thing I would do between now and the next 10 days is I would create a high ticket item, but I would take that high ticket item and I would bring the cost way down so it's accessible to many people, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grow our email list to 100 people, okay? So in the next 10 days, we're going to create an email list of 100 people. And what we want to do is out of that 100 people, we want 10 people, excuse me, we want to get 10, we want to get 10 people to purchase our product. Okay, so we want to get 10 people. So what my goal is before we're done today is I'm going to show you how to grow your email list to 100. Then I'm going to show you a way where you can get 10 people to purchase your product. So, and I'm even willing to, if somebody's online and they want me to use them as an example, just let me know. I'm willing to show you how to do this right here, right now. So let's go. Let's go on and do this. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to, first, let's start with how are we going to build our email list? Well, remember, you can't build an email list till you've done your value proposition, okay? I am, who you help, what you're trying to help them with, and then what the expected outcome is. You have to have those four things. Why? Because you got to get focused. You got to get narrowed, or you're going to be all over the place, okay? So what we're going to do is we've got to start with the value proposition. Second thing is we got to know, we got to really hone in with our value ladder. What is our lead magnet, okay? And that's really the most important piece of collateral that you're going to have right now is what am I giving away for free? You have to be able to know that. Now, here's the thing. I have a lead magnet worksheet. If you would like it, I can make this available to you absolutely free, but it's a little worksheet that you can use to help you create this piece of information. You create your lead magnet, and then this is what you're going to get out to the masses. This is what you market. You don't market your paid product. You market your free product. Why? Because it costs you a lot less money to give something away than it costs you to sell. Okay? So we want to market our free product. But how are we going to market it? Because remember, Chad, you said we didn't have to spend any money. So how is this going to work? Okay? Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you real quick my quick 7-step strategy to growing your list. First thing is you're going to give something away. Okay. So, and then I'm going to tell you where to give it away and how to give it away. You're going to give something away. So you create this lead magnet, this cheat sheet, this report, whatever. And then what you need to do is you need to have it designed and make it look really good. If you're a graphic designer, great. If not, you can go online and there are all kinds of free templates that you can get to make your free report look good. You don't want it ugly. You don't want it ugly. You don't want it ugly. Make it look good. And if you can't find that, if you don't know anybody in your network that can design that for you, then you're going to go to this website right here called Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. And in the search engine, just put lead magnet, and you can find designers literally all over the world who will design your lead magnet for $5. Literally $5. That's it. Okay. So if you can't design it yourself, go to Fiverr, $5. Okay. And get that designed. If you can't afford the $5, shoot me an email and I'll spend the $5. Okay. I'll give you the $5. You got to get it designed. It's the most important piece of collateral that you have. Honestly, everything else can be terrible. That can't be. That's got to look really good. You'll notice that when you download my lead magnet today, it's going to take you to a little opt-in page. It looks halfway decent. And then when you download the document, it's not just an ugly Word document. It looks really nice. It needs to be nice. Now, why does it need to be nice? Because it gives you credibility. Remember, you don't have a product right now. You don't have social proof right now. You don't have any credibility right now. So the only credibility that you have are your assets. So you got to make your lead magnet look good. So first thing we're going to do is we start with a lead magnet and we're going to give that away. So step number one, give it away. Now, where do we give that away? Okay. First thing you're going to do is you are going to go to your Facebook group, okay, and your Facebook post, and you are going to write just a quick little short blurb. It's going to say something like this. I'm going to put it here in the little on the screen here. I'll put it in the comment section. It's a little easier. You're going to put something like, hey, friends, okay, I created, or you could say something like, have you ever wanted to launch your own business but didn't know how? Download this free report and learn my 7 tips to launching your business in 7 days or less. Okay, so that should be in your comments right now. Okay, I think that went there. Okay, yeah. So now you can see it. So what I would do is I would take something like that and I would copy it and I would paste it right into my newsfeed on Facebook. Now, here's what you're going to do. This is very tactical. Listen, come back to me. You got to get this, okay? When you put that in there, if even one person hits like, okay, you send them a direct message. If somebody comments on it, you comment in the chat room, and then you send that person a direct message. And what you're going to do is you're going to send them send a link for them to download it. Okay, now I'll talk to you about how you're going to do that in just a minute. I'm going to give you the tools to do that in just a minute. Okay, so you write a Facebook post. Anybody who and this could be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any social media. Okay, but what you do is you send them a link for them to download, and then this is big. You ask them to share. Okay, so you send them a link where they can download it. And once again, they can't just get it. They're going to have to give you their name and email address. You're going to put that in your database, and then you're going to ask them to share it. And the reason is because now they're going to share that with their friends and family, and you can see how this thing could go viral relatively fast. So give something away, Facebook post, social media, Twitter, Pinterest, wherever you put it, give it away, write a little link, and then write a little ad and put a link to it, okay? Second thing, and I'm going to fly through these. I'm running out of time. I'm almost done. Second thing is you're going to write an article. Okay, you're going to write a shareable article. Have you ever wanted to be written up in a magazine? Well, you can't be written up in a magazine if you don't have an article. Have you ever wanted to know whether you really understand what you're trying to teach? Write an article. Okay, and then what you can do is you can make this article available to many people. Once again, you can put it on your Facebook. Second, then what you can do is you can begin reaching out to people who have target audiences just like yours. So let's say that I wrote an article on parenting. Okay, but not really parenting. I'm going to go back with our vacation illustration. I wrote an article on how to help families go on really inexpensive vacations that anyone can afford so we can build our family bonding time. And let's say that I wrote a really helpful article on that related to what I wanted to sell later on. I could call places like Raising Arizona Kids Magazine and say, hey, would you publish this for me? Okay. I could go online and I could find every person who's got a blog that has anything to do with parenting, and I can send them a personal email and say, hey, would you mind sharing this article with your with your audience, and I tell you what, I'll return the favor. If you give me an article, I'll return it with my audience. Now, you don't need to tell them that you only got 2 people who follow you, okay? Okay, they may have 20,000, and you don't need to tell them that you only got 2. That's not a big deal. You got an audience. That's all that matters, okay? Hey, you share it with your audience. I promise I'll share it with my audience, okay? That's fair. You're just trading it. Don't diminish yourself, okay? So just ask for it. Don't do it apologetically. Be confident in the sell. So the second thing you're going to do is you're going to write a shareable article. Now, that's going to come in handy with you a lot later because we're going to be able to use that to give away as bonuses later, okay? Third thing that you're going to do is you're going to host a Facebook Live session. Guess what? Guess what I'm doing? I'm hosting a Facebook Live session. And so let's say that I wanted to get your email address. If I was really interested in that, which I am, but if I was really interested in that, what I would do is I would print out my lead magnet, that thing I'm going to give away for free. I'd print it out and I'd hold it up and say, hey guys, hey, I got this really cool article right here that I wrote called 7 Ways to Get the Secrets of Disneyland, or the 7 things most people don't know about Disneyland that'll whatever the title of it is about Disneyland. If you want it, I'd love to give it to you. It's absolutely free. There's a link right in the chat room. You can click on it right now, but you better get it because I'm going to take that link down in just a few minutes. So jump on right now and grab that, okay? I literally would do a Facebook Live, and I would wave, and I would show people that lead magnet. They're going to get excited. They're going to jump on there, and they're going to download it. Now, they're not going to watch you. Listen, I promise you that all the people that I have watching me today, nobody is on watching this who doesn't care about starting an online business. Only people who stuck around with me care about an online business. So those are the only people that are going to download that. So you're going to get qualified leads in your database. Okay. So you're going to host a Facebook Live session. But here's also what it does. This is your TED Talk. Okay. If I was really going to do this, I would hone my talk down. Now I'm trying to teach you something today, but if I was just going to sell you, and I wanted to give you some education, what I would do is I would get this down to 20 minutes. And I would jump online and I would give you my TED Talk for 20 solid minutes. I'd give you a free lead magnet just for showing up. And then what I would do is I would ask every single person to share it. And then what I would do is I could find out who watched me, and I would send all of them a direct email saying, thank you so much for watching my Facebook Live. I'd love some feedback, but would you do me a favor? Would you mind sharing this video with everybody on your Facebook feed, right? So I would get those shares, and because I've got a free lead magnet on there, I'm going to be able to transfer the people from Facebook into my database. Okay, number 4, okay? You're going to create a mini email series, okay? This doesn't have to be very long. I've got templates for this if you want them. If you join my Launch 28 class, I'll actually give you all the templates and tools that you need to do this. Everybody in my class has done this, but you're going to create a free email sequence. So let's say I'm stick with our vacation for parents, okay? What I would do is I would send them an email that says, hey, here's your free download that you requested. Keep looking on your email because I'm going to send you over the next 3 or 4 days. I'm going to send you several more suggestions on places that you can go with your family that don't cost a lot of money but have a huge high fun return. Okay, so I created that curiosity loop and I sent them 3 or 4 emails. They watch those emails. Now, what I'm doing is I'm helping them. I'm not selling them anything. I'm just helping them. The key to growing an online business is to help people with no strings attached. I'm on here today and I'm helping you with no strings attached. I'm not going to sell you something at the end. I'm just going to help you today. Okay. 2 hours ago, I was on a 2-hour class and I just helped people. No strings attached. I'm giving you that lead magnet today. No strings attached. If you want to help people with no strings attached. Now, why? The reason is it's a little concept called the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity says this: if I help you, you feel obligated to help me. So if I was to go to a restaurant and there's 2 sets of doors, one outside and then you get a little lobby and then one that goes inside of the restaurant. If I was in front of you walking and I stopped and I opened the door and I held it open, I said, here, you can go in, and you followed me. When you got to the next door, you would feel psychologically obligated to open the door and say, here, you may go. It's called the law of reciprocity. Well, the same thing happens online. If you're starting an online business, what you want to do is you want to help so many people for free because then they will, when it's come times to buy something, they will feel psychologically obligated to purchase. Why? For two reasons. One, wow, you've helped them so much. I mean, your information was so helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But the second reason is because they're going to say, wow, if their free stuff was that good, I can only imagine how good their paid stuff may be. So law of reciprocity. So you're going to create a mini email course helping somebody absolutely free with no sales until the last email, but I'll share that with you at another time. Okay, then you're going to move on to number 5. Number 5, if I'm trying to build a tribe quickly, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get interviewed on a podcast. Okay, I'm going to find somebody with my target audience. If I'm trying to launch a business like I'm doing right now, and I'm trying to teach you how to launch, I'm going to go find other people who teach people how to launch. And I'm going to say, hey, remember that shareable article I got? Remember that, right? Hey, I put a 7-step process together on how to help people to go from ideation to activation in 28 days on how to launch their business. And I'd love to come on your show and teach that, no strings attached. But I'm going to give everybody, I'm going to give all of your listeners a brand new article I put together that goes in detail and really helps them. So I'm going to come on and fill you with lots of education, and then I'll give all of your audience this free article. Now, what's that going to do? Are you just going to give them the free article? Nope. You're going to give them a link to the free article, and that when they click on that link, it's going to take them to your page, and you're going to ask for their name and email address, and you're going to grow your email subscriber. You don't have a business if you don't have a list, okay? 2 more of these are really fast. Okay, one is you're going to host a contest or a giveaway, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to give one of your products away for free. So in a minute when we talk about our high-ticket item, you're going to offer that absolutely free for one person, okay? So let's say I was into essential oils, okay? And I had a box of essential oils. I just bought one, so I know how much this stuff costs. So let's say you had a diffuser and a whole box of essential oils, and it cost $200. You could actually do a contest or giveaway saying, hey, I'm going to give away this box of this oil and this diffuser to one person. I'm holding a contest for 7 days. And if you would like to enter, just click the link below, and then you can put your information in. And at the end of the week, I'm going to do a drawing, and you can get it. Well, what's going to happen? Only people who are interested in essential oils are going to submit their name and email, so they're going to be qualified leads, which is great. Second thing is you're going to get lots of people put their information in there, and your email database is going to grow rapidly. It reminds me if you were to go down to an expo, a home expo, and you're walking down there and somebody says, hey, win this beautiful screen door. Okay, well, I'd love to have that screen door. It's beautiful. Wow, that thing's like $500. Well, all I got to do is put my business card in the little fishbowl, and then at the end of the week, they're going to pull my business card, and if mine's pulled, I get to the screen door. Well, really what they've done is they've just gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of leads. That's why they give away that free thing in the first place, is because they're trying to get leads because they want to sell you something later on. That's the same concept. This is called the fishbowl funnel, where you're going to create a contest or a giveaway. You're going to give a product away or a concept away that has something to do with your end product. And then you're going to hold a contest. People enter that contest, and your email will list. Final one on this one, okay? The final one is then you're going to go fishing. What in the world do I mean by fishing, okay? What you're going to do with fishing is you're going to find Facebook groups, and we're all in Facebook groups. You're going to find 4 or 5 or 6 Facebook groups that have the type of people that you're trying to sell to. You're going to join those Facebook groups, and you're going to help lots of people. So if you're in the essential oil business, you're going to join a health and wellness Facebook group because they've got your target audience. And you're going to go in there, and as people ask questions or they need help, you're going to go in and you're going to help them for free, no strings attached. And when you find somebody that you believe could be an ideal customer for you, you're going to greet them offline with a direct message only after you've engaged with them online. Don't be creepy. Okay. If you haven't helped them 5 or 6 times in the Facebook group, don't send them a direct message. I hate this when I get this. I had somebody email me yesterday trying to sell me a $10,000 item. I don't even know who these people are. And so I just wrote them back. I'm like, I think a hello would have been in order, right? It was creepy. It was gross. Don't do that. But if you've helped them and you think they're an ideal client for you, then you can send them a direct message and say, hey, I put something together. It's absolutely free. I'd love to give it to you. You can give it to them. Well, you're not really giving it to them. You can give them a link to it, and then they're going to opt into your list, and then you can nurture them later on, okay? So that's the 7 ways that you're going to build your email list really, really, really fast. You do it by giving something away, okay? Create a lead magnet ASAP. It is the life and blood of your online business. If you don't have a list, you don't have a business. And if you don't have a lead magnet, you'll never get a list. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to create, is you're going to create something free. Now we're going to create something paid. This goes back to the very beginning. Okay, back to the very beginning. At the very beginning, we talked about the different types of online personalities. So my question is, what are you good at? Really think about, what are you good at? Now, how do you figure that out? The way I figured that out is, if I was to pay you $10,000 and tell you that you have 10 minutes on a stage to teach somebody whatever you're good at, what do you teach them? I mean, you want the 10 grand. So you're going to have to come up with something to teach them, but you don't want to be embarrassed. So you're going to have to be good at something. What do you teach them? I shared mine with you. If I was to get paid $10,000 and if I was speaking to a group of pastors, I would teach them at the movies. I would teach them how to take a movie and extract biblical principles that elicit hope and teach that to the masses. I teach them how to do that. If I was speaking to a group of entrepreneurs, I would go and I would teach them how to take their product and turn it into a business. I would teach them how to take their book, and they could sell that book for $20. But, you know, if they just repurpose it, if they take it and they put it in some video teachings, and they create some done-for-you resources, and if they, put a little coaching and counseling to it, they can sell that same content, not for $20, but they can sell it for 12 payments and $97. So they can take a $20 book and turn it into a $1,200 product. If I was speaking to a group of pastors or entrepreneurs, that's what I would teach. Why? Because that's what I'm good at. That's what I'm an expert at. That's what I have a history doing, okay? I'm a musician, so I could teach piano, okay? I could teach somebody piano. You have something inside of you that you're good at. Something that you're good at, sort of that you're known for. That's what you're going to create a core product around, if that's what you want your business to be around. If that's what your business is going to be around, then don't do that. But what you're going to do is you're going to create some kind of high-ticket item. So I recommend, because you can get started right now, it needs to be some kind of coaching, some kind of consulting, or some kind of online class that you can begin as early as 10 days. Okay, even if you don't have it all figured out, you can begin as early as 10 days, and you can get people to pay you to be part of that class. Let me give you one example, and then I'll go to my final point for the day. Today, in class 7 of Launch 28, we talked about how to blast off and get paid for a product even before it's created. And what I did was I showed them how to do that, on how they just need to have a class syllabus that lists out the objective of their class. And here's the 5 or 6 modules that are inside the class. And here's a 1 or 2 bullet description of those classes. And here's the 5 or 6 things that they're going to learn. That syllabus is sellable, okay? Because I can sell you on an online class that I haven't even created yet if I tell you what's in that class. And a lot of online marketers were really disagreeing with me until I just told them, guys, we've done this our entire life. Okay, colleges do this every single day. Colleges sell you Psychology 101, and they don't have Psychology 101 put on videos and packaged nice and neat and put on the line. No, they don't. They sell you a syllabus. You look at that syllabus, you need that information, and you pay them thousands of dollars to go for a class that's not created yet. You're just going to take that same concept and bring it online. And I can show you how to do that. I have a whole system for it that I taught today in today's class. In fact, I'll even give you class 7 if that's what you want, okay? Because you can do this. But really what would be easier is if you figured out some kind of way where you can be a concierge, where you can help somebody fulfill a problem that they have, okay? So going back to marriage, if they're having marriage issues, can you be a coach for a couple and help them figure out their marriage issues? Now, you can't be a counselor. You got to be licensed for that, but you're not selling yourself as a counselor. You're selling yourself as a coach. Okay. If you are a PTA leader at your school and you've been very successful? Can you create an online business to coach other PTA leaders all around the country on how to have incredible PTA programs? If you're a comedian, can you teach people how to write jokes? If you're a massage therapist, can you teach other massage therapists how to leave massage envy and to start their own business? If you are a CPA tax accountant, okay, there we go. If you're a CPA tax accountant, can you work with entrepreneurs and tell them and show them how to save money on their taxes? If you are a school teacher, okay, if you are a school teacher, can you create an online business that helps parents learn how to do homework with their kids? If you are I don't know, I mean, you name it. These are just some of the ideas that I have that you could pull out. You're an expert at something. What's your hobby? What's your expert? Figure out how to make a living doing it and create an online product. So here's what I encourage you to do. What I encourage you to do is to set a base price. If your coaching is worth $1,000, then what I encourage you to do is I encourage you to set your price at the very beginning for 10 to 20% of that. So if your coaching is worth $1,000, I want you to sell it for $100. Okay. If your coaching is worth $2,000, I want you to sell it for $200. And then what I want you to do as those first 100 people come in, I want you to create an organic strategy, and you're going to reach out to them and you're going to sell yourself. That sounds bad. You're going to sell your product. Okay. You're going to tell them about your product and you're going to say, when I go live with this, I'm going to sell this for $997. But because I like you and I want you to be one of my first clients, I'm going to give it to you for $97. But it's only available. That offer is only available for the next 72 hours. Now, people are accustomed to that as well because we've all got a proposal from somebody. Okay, I remember going to the Apple store and getting a proposal for a computer and for an iPad and for a phone. They gave me a proposal, and at the bottom of the proposal, it said, these prices are only good for the next 72 hours. What were they doing? That's called scarcity. Okay, they were giving me some scarcity, and it was helping me. So if you have an online product, what I'm really going to encourage you to do is I'm going to encourage you to give something for free, have something paid, mark it down 90%, literally 90%, and then sell that to the masses. Now, here's really what you can do. What you can do is you can actually sell that not for $97, but you can sell it for $97 a month. So instead of coaching them for 1 month, what I want you to do is I want you to create a 12-month coaching system or a 6-month coaching system. Don't do it one and done, okay? Have some continuity in there, okay? So, hey, I've got a 90-day coaching class. It's $97 a month for 3 months, okay? Hey, I've got a 1-year coaching system that I'm going to be with you. I'm going to walk you through this process for an entire year, okay? And it's $97 a month for the year. Okay, put some continuity to it, and you're going to see that grow. So what I encourage you to do is build your email list to 100, and then to get 10 people from that email list of 100 to pay you $97 a month. And folks, you will make $10,000 off of that 100-person email. You say, Chad, I think that would be really hard to do. It's actually a lot easier than what you think. Here's the way you know whether you can do it or not. Do people really have a problem? Question 1. Does that problem elicit pain? Question 2. And can you solve that pain? Question 3. So do people really have a problem? Does that problem elicit pain? And can you solve it? Simple as that. If you can charge a lot of money for it. If they don't have a problem, you're going to be the guy selling ice to Eskimos, right? They don't have a problem, okay? But if you come to Phoenix in the middle of the summer and somebody's air conditioner goes out, you can sell ice all day long, baby. Why? Because they have a problem. It causes them pain, and you have a solution. So when you build your online business, yes, start with your value proposition. Yes, create your value ladder. What's my free product? What's my paid product? Okay, yes, create that. Yes, understand who you're working with. That's all important. But really what's important is, does my target audience have a problem? Does this problem elicit pain? And can I solve that pain? If you can, you have an online business. Let's get really practical. Okay, super practical. If I was a chiropractor, Okay. And I had a job all day cracking backs and cracking necks. Okay. And I was trying to create a passive income where I didn't have to crack anybody's neck or anybody's back. How would I do it? How would I create some passive income where now the world could be my audience and I could do work one time and get paid the rest of my life? How would I do that? So what I would do is I would say, okay, what's a problem that somebody who needs a chiropractor has? Okay. So what's a problem? Okay. So a problem is that they have sciatic issues. Okay. I'll just make it up. That's their problem. And does it cause a lot of pain? Well, it does cause a lot of physical pain, but it actually causes more pain than that, because it probably causes them pain like they got to take days off of work, so it's going to cost them money. It probably causes them pain like they can't hang out and play with their kids the way that they want to, so that's pain. It probably causes them pain because it probably impacts their sex life. That's pain. Okay. And so what you do as an online marketer is you identify the problem, and then you identify the pain, you speak to the pain, and then you get the emotion. You talk to the emotion, because pain sells. I mean, it does. Pain really sells. Okay. And then you solve it. But if you can't identify the pain and then speak to the emotion, then you're not going to be successful online. Okay. If I was selling marriage and family counseling, or therapy, not counseling, but therapy, if I was selling marriage and family therapy, I would talk about how couples have bad communication issues. But I would be foolish as a counselor to not get into reality and talk about the pain of having the person that you fell in love with 20 years ago be your mortal enemy right now. I would talk about the pain of what it's like to not want to see that person any longer. That's real pain. And I would speak to it because they would know then that I can identify with them. And then that establishes me as an expert, as a credible expert, and then they're willing to give me money. So you got to be able to speak to the pain. So let's recap, and then we're going to be done. Okay. How do you start an online business? You start an online business without any money by first and foremost starting. Okay. You got to start. Second thing that you got to do is you got to create a value proposition. Okay. You got to figure out who the heck you are. Are you an expert? Are you a professor, teacher? Are you a coach, consultant? Are you a tribe builder? Are you a middleman? Are you an affiliate marketer? Are you a research reporter? Are you a hustler? What are you? Okay. What are you? You got to be able to tell, you got to be able to understand that. Then you have to understand who you want to help. Who's your target audience? Who are the people that you want to spend time with, and who are the people that your product would help the most? That's your target audience. The third thing is that you've got to be, or then part of your value proposition, then you got to know, what product do you offer? What are you going to teach people? And then finally, if they go through your training or through your teaching, or they hire you as a coach or consultant or whatever, and they get your shiny object, what is the expected outcome? That's where you solve the pain. What is it? So you start there. Then you move to your value ladder. You create your one free giveaway, and you create your high ticket item. What are they? Okay. The reason why you create those two is because you can do those two quickly. It doesn't take very long to create a lead magnet, and a high ticket item is going to cost you your time. You can give time. Okay. Now later on, we don't want to give time, but right now we'll give time. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that on a continuity. So instead of saying, hey, it's $1,000, it's a 6-month program for $97, right? And so you're going to create that. Then you're going to move on, and then you are going to build your email list up to 100 through using that 7-point strategy that we gave you. And then finally, you need some tools. And here's where the practical comes down. I'm going to put a link right here in the chat room. You need some tools. What do you need to pull all of this off? Because Chad, you keep saying that, I need to give away this lead magnet, but oh my goodness, where in the world am I going to put the lead magnet? Do I need a website? What do I need? Blah, blah, blah. What you need is you need ClickFunnels. Okay. You need ClickFunnels. You need this platform, because this platform is the only thing that you need to launch an online product. That's it. You need ClickFunnels. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the chat room. Now, full disclosure here, this is my affiliate link, but I'd really appreciate if you used it, because I give free teaching like this away all the time. I don't charge you for it, but ClickFunnels pays me. So if you use that link to sign up for a free 14-day trial, it doesn't cost you anything. It's 14 days. You can be able to click on that, and then I get paid for that if you ultimately buy. But you need ClickFunnels. What ClickFunnels will do is it's a funnel system, so it'll let you create an opt-in form that when you tell people about your lead magnet, they'll be able to click on that and put their name and email address. That email address will go into their database. So now you have their email. Then you can create a funnel, that's a whole other training for another day, but it's a sales funnel, which is like a one-page website that talks about your product, and people can click that button and they can buy your product, even if it's not created yet. And ClickFunnels has got the order form where you can fill out the order form or create an order form and people can go in there and buy it. They've got an order confirmation, which acts like a receipt. Send them a receipt. And then it's got a membership portal, where you can create a place where people can actually create their account and get access to everything that you sold them right there in the membership portal. You only need to buy one thing. You don't need to buy everything else. There's a couple payment gateways we can talk to you about how to integrate it with, but that's all you need is that one issue. So the only tool you need to launch your product is ClickFunnels, and you need to get ClickFunnels today. To me, it's the best thing that you can do. And if you get it, I'll even help you set it up, design it, because you guys are my friends. I'll show you exactly how to do that. I'll spend a little bit of time with you to show you how to do that. But guys, that's how you launch a business. Okay, that's how you launch an online business, and you do it quickly within the next 10 days. You build your email list to 100. You create a high-ticket item. You sell the high-ticket item to try to get 10 people to purchase. And what we know about our first 100 people is it typically converts between 10 and 20%. Your first 100 people in your database typically convert at 10 to 20% because of the best leads you'll ever have in your database. Okay? So get 100 amazing people in that list. These people are warm. They like you. Some of them love you. And they really need what you have to sell. Don't sell them first. Help them. Give them lots of free stuff. Free. Help. And just watch what happens. The law of reciprocity kicks in.